Okay, so my trailer's straight ahead. Let's go grab it, but I want you to look to the right because that's where I gotta go. Now, once I pull out of that dock, I will not be able to make the left to get out. So I'm gonna have to do a master move. So as a truck driver, these are the types of things that you have to take into consideration. And you have to get an understanding of how you're gonna maneuver in this type of environment. Experience helps a lot. Now, this place is tight, but as I mentioned before, I spent 18 years delivering to supermarkets in the Northeast, and that helps a lot. So I'll be right back. Alright, so we just backed up and hooked up to the trailer. I gotta pull the trailer out past the trailers that are next to it because the space in between the trailers are too narrow for me to shut my doors. I got barn doors. Yes, we call them barn doors. When they open out like they're regular doors, as opposed to overhead doors that roll up. These do not roll up. So I gotta pull all the way out. And I gotta be careful because when I turn around, you see exactly what I'm talking about, but it's an indoor dock. And as I'm pulling out, one of the doors are gonna come close to the actual doorway. And if I'm not careful, I could rip my door off. Be right back. We're in Chicago, and cities like Chicago and many cities in the Northeast, you're going to encounter tight situations just like the one we're in right now. Is this microphone on or not? Oh, gotta keep it moving. Gotta keep it moving. I understand why. Yeah, just take it slow. You don't have to be a cowboy. If it's your first time, it feels overwhelming, no worries. Just take your time, take it slow. Remember that once people get like 2 to 5 years under their belt, they feel the need to have to demonstrate that they can maneuver with a vehicle this size. By the way, I got a 53-foot trailer. That they can maneuver a tractor trailer with maximum proficiency. They have an incredible amount of confidence until they hear crunch. Now let's see how we negotiate around this. We got to go through the gate. You're going to see exactly what dock I just pulled out of. Dock number 7. And I have to exit toward the right. Now, I use up every inch of space that's available to me to negotiate. Look how close I get to the dock. I use every little bit. So you see the opening, right? So I wanted to make sure that as I pulled out, I didn't try to pull out in a super fast manner and potentially missing just how close my trailer door was to the opening and potentially damaging the door. So here we go. Narrow street. This is not uncommon when you're in Chicago, when you're in New York, when you're in many towns in New Jersey, Long Island, Philadelphia, Baltimore. You're going to encounter situations like this where the streets are narrow and you got to negotiate through negotiate past parked cars. And when we get to the intersection, you got to figure out how you're going to swing out. Now, when my GPS brought me here, I was a little concerned because sometimes the GPS doesn't get it right. It takes you to the building you're supposed to go to, but you don't necessarily, the GPS doesn't necessarily. Now see, I'm going to cut to the right. I'm going to make a left, but I'm going to cut to the right and use up, carefully, of course, because there's a parked car. And thankfully, there ain't a parked car on the corner that I turned into, and this corner here as well. Okay? And you go slow. You don't have to go fast. I've been driving since 1998. I learned my lesson. I don't go driving excessively fast, because in a truck, not like a car, of course, but in a truck, there are more corners on this vehicle that you have to worry about than a car. With a truck, you got to concern yourself with the bottom left and the bottom right of the vehicle. Now, I can't see the bottom of my bumper. So anything that I have to get close to that's tall enough to impact my bumper, I got to watch out for. Now, you already know about the height. Got to watch out for height. Also, when the truck bends, now look at this bus. Look how far out it's sticking out. You see it on the left? I don't know if you can see it. But I'm going to wait here on the red, and I'm going to lean back a little bit. I'm going to keep back a little bit just in case there's a truck that has to make this turn. Now, I don't know. Yeah, you see the line? You see the line in front of me at the crosswalk? I can go up to that line, but look, so there's a sign. I didn't see that sign, but the sign says stop here, and I'm about maybe 2 feet behind where I'm supposed to stop. But see, I didn't see the sign, but I stopped anyway because I'm considering a truck wanting to make a right turn over here, and it would be extremely difficult for him to make that turn without damaging the trailer, rubbing up against the traffic sign on the corner. So See, there goes the truck. So I laid back. Okay, now I can make this turn. Nice and slow. You know, I don't have to speed. I don't have to show off. Been doing this since 1998. Yeah, I could whip around this a lot faster, but for what? Safety first. So going back to the corners, yeah, once you make that bend, once you make that left or that right, you're going to have a new corner that you're going to have to concern yourself with. And you're also going to have to concern yourself with the rear of the trailer. You know, where are your tandems? Look at these cars whipping right past me on my right. Tune. They're in a hurry. It's all good. So as a professional driver, you keep your emotions in check. These cars are whipping past you at a much higher rate of speed. Sometimes your ego gets in the way, and you're thinking, you know, I can go fast too. I can go fast. I don't have to. I can show you that I'm as fast as you. No, this ain't a competition. This ain't a race. We'll just wait for this and we'll flow. We'll be on the highway and on our way to a truck stop because we just finished unloading. So where are your tandems? How far forward are your tandems on your trailer? Because the farther they are forward, the more tail you have. And sometimes you think you can make a very sharp turn and forget all about the fact that you got that tail, that extra long tail. You could potentially damage something with the back of your trailer. So you have to be cognizant of that. You got to be careful. So we're now on the highway. Now we can speed it up. And we are good to go. And with that, I'll let you guys go. Stay fresh. Keep it profitable. Remember, it's not how much you make. It's how much you keep that counts. Over here at the Solomon Project. Kitty, let's get out of here.
Arabam Dacia, seviyorum çift kalem aça. Göremedi kimseden fayda. İşler